Okay.
All right, ready?
I think so.
Okay.
All right.
Hey, friends.
Hi, guys.
My name's Johnny.
And I'm Rach.
And this is a Young MILF podcast. Yeah, snaps, snaps, snaps.
Snaps instead of the clink. I wish we had the clink, but you know.
No clink.
No clink today.
Sad.
I'm just like Callie. I'm sad.
I'm sad.
I get angry. That's what she says now.
Romy says, that's not perfect. He said,
that's not perfect?
That's not perfect. Like, what?
Callie goes, I get frustrated. I'm like, girl, you're two talking about something frustrated.
Right, what you gotta be frustrated over?
No, literally. Honestly, apparently a lot of things. You hear her? She's saying, I see TT.
Where?
No, she's saying she wants to see you. Yeah. Oh, I know they hear that. Can you hear it?
I hear it a little bit.
Oh, my baby. I feel so bad. We had to kick her out this time, guys.
Yeah, we tried to record twice within the last week, and both times it just didn't work out.
The episode before this, you guys are going to see, is chaos, because we had both babies. We've had them both before.
Yeah.
But
it was chaos on that one, too.
Yeah. Yeah. It's always chaos when we have both, but once she gets like this, it's like all about negotiation.
Yeah.
But yeah, I couldn't have her in here today. She's too much. Just too much. And like
y'all should know with toddlers, like they just want
want
all
the
to
time.
need.
Yes. All the time, nonstop, every day, 24/7. Like, and that's okay. But sometimes like I'm gonna feel better if I'm able to talk without having my sentence cut off every 5 seconds.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Yeah. And like we say, like we try to be like really real and raw, and like, you know, obviously we're parents, so like the kids will be here at some point, but it's like there needs to be
like, you know,
a
sometimes
point where like no.
Yeah, no, exactly. And this is the point I'm at, because sometimes it just feels good to just be able to have a full conversation nonstop, you know?
Yeah.
Like the last episode I was telling you, first of all, more than 3 hours of footage, right? Because of the babies. And like so much had to be cut out because it was constantly us having to get up for them screaming, or them needing something, or something was happening where we just weren't able to complete a sentence. Yeah. Basically. But this just feels better sometimes. We're able to just have a conversation, and it's better for editing purposes too.
And for you guys trying to like listen and like pay attention.
You don't hear like screaming in the background, or like Miss Rachel playing, or like, you know. But if you do, it is what it is. That's what our podcast is about. Yeah. We're like keeping it real with you. Yeah.
Never like trying to be anything that we're not. Like
no.
Shit's chaotic.
Like I kicked my baby out the room. That's what it is. Like
sometimes you gotta kick the baby out the room. Like,
it's okay. She's with her dad. She'll be alright.
She's not alone.
No. Just bang on no.
That Alexa dummy Joan from you ever see Euphoria? Like she's like on the door like.
Oh yeah. Boom, 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 boom. Literally, that's her. That's her actually.
Literally.
But it's like basically, what time is it? Yeah, it's 10 o'clock. It's like her bedtime, low key. She didn't really have a nap today, so she's probably really cranky, which I don't blame her. I'm kind of hoping she just falls asleep on the couch, but we'll see what happens.
So let's try to get through this before she's over here really on the door.
Yeah. Before something happens.
So oh my god.
What is she yelling about?
I don't know.
Bro, today I took her to 3 stores, right? Because first of all, I had to go out because Nati wanted me to pick her up, and then she called me and she was like, are you on the way? And I was like, yeah. Like I packed Callie in the car, everything. She's like, oh, my friend wants to like go do something. I'm like, I was like, so I just did all this for nothing. Like, so I figured since I was out already that I would just run some errands and go to a couple stores for her, whatever. When I tell you she was screaming in the store, like screaming. Yeah. I was forced to buy her an $18 Cookie Monster toy because she was screaming for it at the top of her lungs, bang her head off the cart. I was like, you know what? Take my money. I'm done. Like that's just what it is. Here you go. But yeah. Anyway, I just had to say that. Anyway. Today, Johnny, what are we talking about today? Because...
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So, basically, I don't know if you guys do this, but I'm a part of a few of them. So, Facebook groups on Facebook, obviously. For single moms, like, duh. I'm on Facebook. I'm in the Facebook group. Yeah. But I'm in a few of them, and one of them's, like, a stay-at-home mom support group thing where, like, moms just talk about what they're going through with their kid, with themselves, like, with their significant other, whatever. And this post stuck out to me specifically, and I screenshot it because I just felt bad. Like, honestly. So it's this girl, and she said, "Please be honest, so I think I need to know where I stand. I don't know if I'm ugly or considered pretty. Maybe it's just being in a toxic relationship, or maybe it's the fact that he's on Tinder when I was pregnant with our child and trying to pursue other women. I need to know if I'm beautiful. I really cannot tell anymore, and I really don't want to hear the crap that everyone says whenever you say that everyone's beautiful. Like, yes, I agree, but I mean beauty standard-wise, what am I? 1 out of 10? Just on looks alone. I hope this doesn't sound shallow. I just feel like I need reassurance. I don't need a pity party number. Like, give me an actual number, basically." And then she said, "I'm 19 years old."
Yeah, so you had first showed me that post, what was it, like a week ago, I think? I remember when I was reading it, just off the bat, to me, it was like a cry for help.
Yeah.
In a way, you know?
I literally cried when I saw it, because I just, 19,
like, girl, a baby.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's also, like, a mother. She's a mother. And I feel for her, too. I understand. Insecurities, I get that, but also it seems like there's a lot of stuff revolving around that. Her life. There's a lot of stuff going on. I mean, she talked about, her boyfriend being on Tinder during the pregnancy. Sounds like an abusive relationship to me.
Yeah.
I feel for her. I feel bad.
Yeah. And mind you, like, this girl's pretty.
Her
body looks great. No. Like, she's a picture of her with the kid right there in a bikini. Like,
she got that shit. Yeah.
She looks great.
Yeah.
But it's just the fact that the person that she's with doesn't make her feel that way. So she's, like, doubting herself and the way that she looks, and it's making her feel a certain way about it. Which is understandable, and, like, no one should feel shame for being that or feeling that way, but it does feel shameful.
Right.
To be, like, asking other people, like, rate me.
Right. But that's the thing, it's like, it got to that point with her mentally, you know? Now it's like I said, it's a cry for help. She's reaching out to strangers at this point because she's really fighting with herself and with the fact that she thinks that she's not worthy for this person in her life, you know? Yeah. Like, first of all, whoever this man is, fuck you.
Literally fuck you.
So
the thing is, like, who the fuck? Who are you?
No, because, ew.
There's a picture of him.
I wish y'all could see him right now. He's hit. No man looking like that. I got way too deep. Anyway, I got way too deep into it.
Bruh.
No, but seriously, no man who looks like that should be over here calling a genuinely beautiful woman, like, not beautiful, or even cheating on her. Like, boy, on Tinder, you're cheating.
Yeah.
That's what I think. I hope all y'all think the same thing. Because, no.
Yeah. No,
like, when you, personally, I know, when you become pregnant, and you go through those 9 months, your body, especially when you first become pregnant, like, for the first time, your body goes through crazy changes, and then you have your baby, and your body is literally not the same body that you used to have. And during that time, I feel like that's just such a important time to have people around you who will genuinely support you and reassure you that you are still beautiful regardless of what is happening. Like, but when you get with somebody who is toxic and who will get on these dating apps or be speaking to other women while you're going through a time of so much change physically and mentally, that is so hard and it's so disrespectful.
Honestly.
That's not okay.
Yeah.
And for any man watching this episode or listening to this episode, I hope you know that.
Yeah.
I really do, because women, first of all, we're very sensitive creatures. We're very sensitive beings regardless of pregnancy. When we get pregnant, it's 100 times worse. Now, I don't want to say worse because sensitivity isn't a bad thing necessarily, right? Mm-hmm. But
it's more intense.
It's very much intense. And if you have a friend or a family member who is pregnant or becoming pregnant, whatever it is, just keep that in the back of your head with anything that you're doing with them, because it is such a sensitive time. Mm-hmm. Like, there's so much going on. I just feel so bad for her.
I know. Because, like, not only is your exterior changing, but it's also, like, your mental.
Bro, it's...
Like, there's studies behind how your brain actually changes when you were pregnant and after pregnancy. Like,
I was just seeing TikTok videos about that.
Yeah.
Like, literally.
There's, like, chemical
reactions.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and how apparently, I don't know the technical medical terms, but, mm-hmm. like, your brain will instinctively, like, basically, like, try to throw away the parts that they think aren't needed anymore. So it goes for, like, memory and, like, stuff like that. Like, certain parts of your brain that hold those things. And because they think they're not important, so they'll throw in the important things now, which is like growing a human, and then after you have the baby, taking care of them, and it's like literally an instinct for our bodies and mm-hmm. our brains to do. So it's like, it's like the physical aspect is also affecting that mental aspect, because you're looking in the mirror and you're not mm-hmm. liking what you're seeing, and
you're comparing yourself to how things were before.
Exactly.
And this girl specifically is very young. Like, yeah. Yes, we're young moms, but, like, I'm 25. You're 25, too, right? Mm-hmm. And she's 19. This is someone who's 6 years younger than us.
Right. In a whole different mental state, honestly.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
like,
it's
that frontal lobe still hasn't
yeah,
developed yet.
Yeah. So, like, that is something that comes with being, like, a young mom, which is, like, being in a relationship where you're not appreciated or not treated the way that you're supposed to be. And honestly, like, this is just me. If you're gonna do that shit, do not be with me.
No, yeah.
Don't be with somebody else. Mm-hmm. Because if that's tempting to you, then fucking go do that. Yeah, I'm gonna be heartbroken, or she gonna be heartbroken, or whatever. But the heartbreak that comes from the disrespect and the betrayal...
Right.
While I'm going through something that literally is fucking me up...
Yeah.
Fuck you.
That's
like,
why
actually
I say
fuck that guy.
So disrespectful.
Like,
so disrespectful, honestly.
It's just so hard because we grow up as women, like... feeling, or not every woman does this, but a lot of women feel the need for that male comfort, that male person in our life to be there for us. So when we make that dedicated, like, decision in our lives, like, this is my person, this is all I need, like, I don't need anyone else, you want them to be the same way. Mm-hmm. But when he's out here doing God knows what, and maybe he's not even actually acting on it, like, not actually physically going to meet women, but it's the fact that you're on a dating site.
And, like, you're having thoughts about other women. You're probably even messaging other women.
Exactly. Like I don't know what she saw in
right.
terms of him talking to them, or what interactions he was having, or the swiping left on these bitches, like, or right. I don't fucking know. I have no clue. I don't know.
Yeah.
But, like, the fact that you're doing that, like, that's a no.
Completely no.
That's a fucking no.
Yeah, and touching base on what you just said about how a lot of women feel the need to have a man in their life and for a man's comfort and all that, I feel like that's even more of a need when you do become pregnant by a man. You expect them to be there through everything. You know what I mean? Unfortunately, that's not the case for a lot of women out here. It really isn't. And then it's like the man that got you pregnant, you expect them to be a father, be that support in your life while you're going through this time, and then they just switch it up on you. You know, like, they're out here talking to other women, and now you're just like, okay. Like, I know if I was in that position, and I could understand why she's reaching out and asking people, like, if she looks good, if she looks beautiful, because she's probably thinking, like, he thinks I look ugly now because I had a baby.
Right.
That's probably what it is. I've heard stories online about a lot of men cheating on their pregnant girlfriends, pregnant wives, when it's, like, postpartum, you know, you have to wait that 6 weeks to have sex again. There's men out here who couldn't last. Right. And it happens. And often. And it's like, literally, fuck you. Because how are you going to, intentionally or not intentionally, whatever, get a woman pregnant and then not be that support and not be that father? I mean, shit, you could still be a father if you wanted to, but then it's like, you're saying fuck you to the mom. You're saying fuck you to the woman that you got pregnant. It's not fair. It's not fair. You're disrespecting her. It really isn't.
No, I think right now it's like really common for younger women to start getting pregnant by people they're not necessarily married to. Like, not that marriage will even change shit. No. If a man gonna do something, he gonna fucking do it, regardless.
No, literally.
But even a woman will do something regardless. But, you know, how many people we see nowadays, like, oh my god, like, expecting a baby. And, like, I always say congrats and everything like that. But I think something I think about, which, like, isn't personal to anybody, I'm like, is your relationship stable enough to handle bringing a child into it?
Honestly, my cousin, she's graduating tomorrow. She's a senior, but she has about 3 people in her grade who had babies already. I think maybe one of them was from, like, the year before, but I think, I don't know, I think, like, 1 or 2 of them out the 3 aren't with the father. And it's like, you guys are, like, 17, 18.
Right.
And it's, I feel really bad.
Yeah, because they just still have so much to figure out about themselves.
Right.
And it's, like, skipping steps. And, like, I'm not even judging. I don't judge because I'm like, that's your life and you do whatever the fuck you want with it.
No, literally.
But in terms of someone who is a little bit older and has been through the breakup process, like, I'm not with my baby dad. Granted, for the better, but, like, my situation is different, and, like, we're both, like, mature enough to still be there for our kid and still talk to each other and, like, be around each other. Like, we're all friends. Like, it's not weird in any type of way, but also I feel as though I've had to become this mature person because in the beginning, bitch,
it was a lot.
It was so different. Like, you know, all our friends know because I would come to them, like, sobbing, crying, like, they had to take me out of my house. Mind you,
this was years ago. Yeah. So this took years. The process, it's a long process.
It is, and sometimes you gotta go through that shit just to get on top of it for real. Yeah. Like, and it's hard. And I know some people just the way they are mentally just can't get over it. And, like, that's why you hear a lot of people with, like, baby mama drama and, like, baby dad drama. And, like, it gives a bad rep for us that are out here chilling, bro. Like, I'm so mad. I'm like, bro, you don't even know.
Like, we're so cool. Like, we're so cool right now. Like, you don't even know.
Right. And so it's, like, just frustrating to me because that is very common. And that's been very common for a long time. Like, even before I had a kid or generations before us. Like, you see that shit in movies and everything.
Like, my dad's sisters all had babies at, like, 16.
Yeah. Baby dad, so it's, like, it's nothing new, but it's just a lot. Like, there's just a lot, and I don't think people really consider how different everything becomes after the child, how much more pressure there is on the relationship after a kid, because it's not just about you two anymore. You can't just be kiki kaka. Kiki kaka. Kiki kaka. Kiki kaka. You can't just be out here, like, hee hee ha ha, like, Kiki Kaka is funny as shit.
No, shit.
Kiki Kaka?
I'm gonna start saying that.
I know, what the fuck? I don't know where that came from. But, like, it's not just y'all anymore. Like, you're not the main priority. And so, that is kind of when, I don't know, I'm not a man, so I don't fucking know, but that's when, you know, they start to venture off into whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
And it's like, but you signed up for this. Right. And I don't think people know what they're signing up for when they do have a kid and how that's going to affect your relationship. And if that relationship is not stable from the beginning, like, great, there's a great chance that, like, it either won't work out or some bullshit's gonna happen, or maybe it does and you guys grow together and you develop, and that's a beautiful fucking thing.
Yeah.
But the maturity level of, like, people are in this day and age, our age and stuff like that, everybody want to be a fuckboy still, even if they are in a relationship. And I'm not saying this is everybody, because I just did say everybody, but a majority.
Yeah, and I think it's majority because, I mean, a fuckboy's a fuckboy regardless, but it's so easy for them to open up their phone and see a sexy-ass woman. Right. That's a big part of it in my mind, because I'm like, you know, of course there are the men who have self-control and can control their fucking dicks, okay? Like, so serious. But, like, some of these men can't control themselves when they're scrolling on Instagram and they see all these IG models with like, big-ass titties and big-ass asses. Like, they can't handle it. Right. They literally can't. And they just want more. Like, their woman is not enough for them. And for whatever that is, it's just a lot of men. A lot of men act on those feelings. Now, I've been with my man for approaching 7 years. Luckily, we haven't dealt with any of that.
Yeah.
I'm very grateful. But we've had our issues after we had Callie. It's been a lot. Like, it's been a lot. And it, like you said, nobody knows what they signed up for. Having a kid takes a huge effect on your relationship. Like, it's no longer just the two of you. And it is going to be a struggle. A constant fight. Like, honestly. For me, it's like a big, what's it called? Actually, I saw Michelle Obama talked about this actually on a talk show. I'm so serious. This is so random.
Michelle Obama.
But she literally said almost the same thing that I'm saying. She was on a talk show. I don't know exactly which one. But she was talking about how it gets so hard in a relationship and how sometimes you want your partner to show up 100%, but they can only give you 40 maybe one day. They can only give you 60 one day, and then you have to fill in the rest, and you don't want that because now it's like you're keeping tallies. That was a big thing for me after I had Callie. I'm like, yo, I did this, so you got to do that. Oh, you did this? Okay, then I got to do that. Okay, like, let's balance it out, but sometimes it's going to be like this. You know what I mean? Sometimes it's going to be like this. It's, like, that was a big thing that would, like, cause arguments where, like, oh, like, well, I just did this with her, so now you have to do that with her. Like, that's not fair. Like, I want to do this, and you have to do that. Like, you know what I mean? So, like, that's where you have to have that maturity to deal with those issues and try your best to get through them. It's not going to be easy. It really isn't. Speaking from somebody who has been in a relationship for a very long time. Now, we were together for 4 years before I got pregnant with Callie, which was also a long time. And that's almost 7 years later. And, 3 years after that, but you know what I mean. Like 7 years after.
Yeah.
You know? But, yeah, that's just what, I don't know, I feel like I have to say as somebody who is in a relationship and who is still with the father of their child. I'm just happy my man can control himself. Yeah. that's what I'm very happy about, because I've been cheated on in the past multiple times, and I just couldn't imagine that happening while I'm pregnant or after I have a baby. I could not. I could not imagine that.
Yeah. No, it's understandable, but, like, I think some people think, like, oh, we had a baby, so he's gonna stay. Like, that's
no, that's not a thing.
That's not the case. Like, no one's really obligated to quote unquote stay. And what's fucked up is, like, like, you see a lot of single mothers out here because the dad's like, bye, bitch. Like, literally, goodbye to you and that baby. Literally. And
some, like, they're not even in their child's life
at all. Yeah. And people, they grow up without their dad, and you've seen people who don't have dads, and, like, how that affects them. And some people, they want to grow from that, and they're like, that's my life, but I'm not going to let it affect me in that way. But a lot of people, that really does affect them in ways that they probably don't even understand. They don't even realize, because it's normal to them.
Right, exactly. They're like, oh, your parents are together? That's weird.
No, literally. Like, yeah. That's, like, very common. Like, my friends, like, growing up, were mostly raised by their moms or grandma. Like, dad was not in the fucking picture. Right. Haven't seen him for years. Like, and I was, like, the only one in my friend group who had both my parents, who still love each other, who were about to be married 28 years. Right. Next month. It's just not very common anymore. It's not. Sadly. And it's sad. Yeah. It's super sad, especially if you are someone who does want that committed long relationship and, like, happy marriage and a loving partner. Like, it's very difficult to find, and I think I actually talked about this with my close friends, because it's so hard to think about, like, who I might end up with because of the fact that I have a kid, because I have to take into consideration not just myself and how this person feels about me, but how my child feels about this person and how they feel about my child. Right. And it's like, I can't just pick anybody to be the quote-unquote stepdad. Like, right, no, exactly, because you need somebody that would actually step up as a father figure in his life. Exactly. And so my dating life and shit like that is, like, I date, but it's not like you're the one.
It's not like serious.
Yeah, like it's just like I'm here to have a good time. Like it's nice for someone to tell me I'm pretty and like
of course,
give
always,
me things.
Because
like,
you are, bitch.
Yeah, exactly. But I also don't need that. I want to make that very clear. Yeah. I do not need someone telling me that I'm beautiful to know that I am. And that also was something I had to go through on my own too, because you know, after my baby dad had left, I got into a relationship right after that. And, like, it was great and all, but the insecurities, bitch. Yeah. It was so bad that, like, it was disturbing his peace because I was just so insecure and he wasn't doing anything. It was just the fact that I was so insecure. I was like, you can date anybody who doesn't have a kid. Like, I don't know why you choose me. Like, at the time, I had weighed, like, way more than I do now. And, like, I was just so insecure about the way that I looked specifically. Yeah.
Because you were still in that postpartum phase.
Yeah, exactly. So it was just like accepting that wasn't something I could do in that relationship. And when that ended, like I spiraled. I had a fucking eating disorder for a couple months. Like my fucking other things happened in my life, which made it even worse. Yeah. But thankfully, like it's been a full year of me like healing, and I still have more to go. I think there's never enough healing. Like I feel like you can always heal and you can always grow and develop and become better. But the person that I am now compared to a year ago, bitch, I don't know who that is. Right. Like, I have no idea who that is. She was sad. She was, like, going through it. But I'm so happy. Like, obviously, my kid's about to be 4. Mm-hmm. And it took me this long to be like, I love who I am. I'm okay with who I am. Whoever wants to be with me, great. If you don't want to be with me, bye. Right. Like, and I'm so okay with that. Because I'm not willing to just accept anything for the sake of wanting someone there. Right. And I think that a lot of women need to, like, I don't want to say boss up, but, like, yeah, realize that you're that fucking bitch. Mm-hmm. Like, first of all, you're probably bad as fuck. I'm not even going to say probably. You are bad as fuck. You gave birth to a fucking baby. You gave life. Like, you're doing the motherly thing. You're taking care of yourself. Even if you don't feel like it's at the stage that you want it to be, like, you're still doing it. Right. And there's always time to grow.
You just have to allow that time to happen.
And you allow yourself that grace, because there's times, bro, that I don't feel like that bitch. But in the back of my mind, I'm like, this is just what's going on right now, and I'm just accepting it for what it is. That doesn't change the fact that I'm still me, and I'm still great the way I am. So it's like, it's hard, but you gotta go through these things sometimes. And I think one thing that I am grateful for is the heartbreak of my life, which is really weird to say. Mm-hmm. I'm very, very thankful for it, because if I didn't go through that shit, I probably would have still been very insecure. Right. I probably still would have, like, hated everything about myself. I probably wouldn't think shit, like, and I'm just very happy that I went through that stuff, because it forced me to be like, I'm never gonna be like that again. Right.
Exactly. I feel that completely. Mm-hmm. And I'm very happy for you.
Thank you.
Because you gave yourself that time, and you're still giving yourself that time. Mm-hmm. And like you said, if you didn't go through those things, then you wouldn't be in this position you are today. Yeah. Like, I think that goes for all women. Like, just, you gotta be grateful for the downtime sometimes, because it helps you grow. It helps you lead into whoever you want to be. Mm-hmm. You know? You just, you know, bad shit's gonna happen in your life. Unfortunately, it will. Mm-hmm. But accept it, work through it as best as you can, because it's happening for a reason. Everything happens for a reason. It's gonna feel shitty, but you'll be looking back on it one day and be like, wow, I actually needed that. You know? I hope that this girl on Facebook that you found feels the same way one day. Yeah. That she's able to look back on that and be like, I cannot believe that I made this post asking people that if I was beautiful, and that she couldn't see it for herself. Yeah. You know?
I think she actually deleted the post. I tried to scroll back and find it. I can't.
Oh. Well, I don't know why. Maybe she realized, but then maybe she felt weird about it. Yeah, because were there people, like, responding?
Yeah. A lot.
Like, was it, like, how was it?
It was a lot of supportive stuff.
Oh, okay.
But it wasn't what she was looking for. Like, she wanted people to rate her. They were not rating her.
They were, like, telling her, like, the real deal stuff. Yeah. Yeah. Which I assume. Yeah. I hope that whatever relationship she's in right now, that she's able to find peace maybe somewhere else. Like, because I personally, I just couldn't stay with somebody who would be on Tinder while in a relationship, because it's all I would ever think about ever again. Even if it's like, say they got through it, say she forgave him. Mm-hmm. It doesn't leave, you know? Like, it doesn't leave your mind.
Yeah, and you're always going to wonder, like, damn, like, she's always gonna have pressure on herself, like, oh my god, I need to keep doing this, I need to keep up what I'm doing.
Right, I need to look good for my man. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, girl, you can look like a bum any fucking day. And somebody gonna love you looking like a fucking bum.
Right. I be looking crazy out here. I really do. Like,
this bitch never looks crazy. I don't know what she talking about. What she talking about?
to me, I be looking crazy. And, like, Keenan be seeing me my worst, at my absolute worst. And I be like, yo, he probably thinks I look crazy. But he's still here. So, yeah.
I don't know. I think if you're about to have a baby or you plan on having a kid, or even if you already had the kid, like, the biggest thing is, like, worry about you, how you feel about you, because once you're really secure in that shit, nothing anyone says or does will make you feel otherwise about yourself.
Yeah.
None of that shit will even make you be like, okay, well, that's his fucking problem. I'm over here giving him a fucking child.
Exactly.
I'm over here cooking, cleaning, like, being a mother, being a wife type shit.
Yeah.
And he want to be out here, that's his fucking loss. Right. Because do that to another bitch, she might just get back at you. Like, she might say, oh yeah, you want to play that game.
Right, I'll stab you.
You want to do that. No. Like, you never know. And it's like, I feel like men be taking advantage of that shit because women, again, are so willing to be that for somebody, especially if they are like, this person's committed to me, I'm doing what I need to do for them, like, and then someone, no, you just can't be, like, it just makes me upset, and that's why I'm laughing, because I'm like,
yeah, because you know already,
bro,
yeah, yeah,
it's just not fair.
It's not. You definitely have to learn how to be secure with yourself. I know I'm still working on that for sure. Like, I have times where I'm super insecure still. Like, it's still hard for me to look back on old pictures of myself sometimes, and I'm like, ugh, I miss her. Like, and sometimes it's not even about the physical sense, it's about, like, the freedom.
Yeah.
In that way. But it is physical part of it is a big part, but I'm learning, I'm growing still. I am definitely not the same person that I used to be years ago, and I'm probably not going to be the same person I am a couple years from now when I look back on this.
Yeah.
Because we're literally constantly evolving, you know? That's something that I also learned. Like, you're constantly evolving, and for that sake, it's like, why even care about what other people have to say or think? You know? It's about you. Mm-hmm. This is your life. It's your body. Yeah. Like, you can literally do and be whatever you want to be, and you shouldn't have other people's opinions of you or actions affect that. So,
and it's hard.
No, it's hard.
That's a hard thing to do.
It's really hard, but you'll work through it. You'll grow, like always, constantly evolving, ever changing. That's something that I really did learn the past couple of years. I'm like, it's literally like a rotation happening, like all the time, like always.
It's like a cycle.
Literally a cycle, always.
But as moms, like, our environment's also still always changing. Like, our kids every day are different people, like, learning new things and new stages of their life.
Right.
And so, while we're also developing and changing, so is everything around us as mothers. Mm-hmm. And, you know, sometimes that shit is ass. Like, sometimes that shit is ass. I will not lie to you. Like, it is not great all the time. And I think we talked about this before, but, like, people make it seem sometimes like it's so fucking easy, and, like, I know you probably had people hit you up like, oh my god, you make me want to have, like, a kid,
oh my god,
blah, blah, blah. And I literally tell them, don't.
Bro, I'm always like, wait as long as you can, like, honestly.
Yes.
And, like, I'm always like, it's like when I say that, I feel like it sounds bad because I'm like, it is. Don't do it. But, like, that's just how it feels. It feels bad sometimes. Sometimes you wake up and you're like, I don't feel like it today. Yes. Like, literally. And I know every mom can vouch for that feeling. Mm-hmm. Always. Like, that's just how it is. You are literally responsible for not only yourself, for getting yourself up and getting yourself food and getting yourself ready for the day. You gotta do the same thing with a whole other little human.
That is crazy.
While there's no
proof.
That's, you see, crazy.
Yes,
she's crazy, and it's like, you know, when she was a newborn baby, it was like, it was hard, okay? But now, it's like, now she's like biting me and screaming at me in the store, hitting her head off the floor. What am I... That rhymes. But what am I gonna, like, I'm like, what am I gonna do? Like, sometimes I just have to literally sit there and watch her scream and yell until she stops. Because it just, sometimes it's like that. And you can't do anything about it.
Yeah.
Which is why I kicked her out today and why she's yelling at the door right now. And I feel terrible about it. I'm like, I want to let her in, but I also am like, I need to prioritize this and focus on this right now. Because she's with her dad and he can handle it. There was one time I was in Marshall's again, and she had a whole fucking tantrum. I don't know why, I literally forget. Something happened that she didn't like. I had a cart full of shit, bro. Mm-hmm. A cart full of stuff that I was going to buy. She started screaming so loud and throwing herself everywhere that I had to leave the cart and leave. I was so sad. I was so upset. Because, you know, it's like when you find shit at Marshall's, you're like, ooh, like, yes. I want this shit. Right. I had to leave everything. I was livid. I was like, come on, bro. Ran out the store with her. Nope. I was so mad. But anyway. That's how it be.
That's literally how it is.
Yeah. How long have we been recording? Because I don't know how much longer we got.
I know. Yeah, I just, like, to bring it back, I guess, it's like, I don't know, it's so hard. I don't even know what to say right now. It's so hard to, like, how to tell someone who's, like, feeling that way, because I know when you're in that mental space, anybody telling you anything is just not gonna...
It's gonna go in one ear and out the other.
Especially if it's not coming from the person that you want to hear it from.
Right.
So it's like, you could have your friends and everyone around you supporting you and telling you that, like, you know, you are beautiful exactly the way you are, and you're like, bitch, shut the fuck up. Like, you don't know what you're talking about.
Right.
Like, ew. Like, we've been there. And, like, as a mom, I think it's very normal, and I don't think we should beat up on ourselves for feeling that way, because we are changing. Yeah. Like, we're still changing. We're gonna, not even as moms, as people, we're going to keep changing forever. So it's like, who you are right now is... very temporary, to be honest, because you're continuously changing every single day until you're in the next phase, and that's just how it is. But accepting it is so, so, so important, and, like, do that in any way that you need to. If you need to, feel better, like, if you feel like eating better, like, helps you with that, if you feel like having a better schedule, or going to the gym, or, like, hanging out with your friends, or doing things with other moms, or making time for, like, dates, or whatever, like... do that and see what works, and if it don't work, try the next thing.
Try something else.
Find a hobby. Find something that you love. Something that makes you feel good about yourself. Like, wow, I did that. Because taking care of you is so, so, so important. Not just for you, but also for your child. Yeah. Because I feel for this girl, because her son is going to be like, damn, like, my mom doesn't like herself, and my dad don't do shit about it.
Right, right. And like, he probably sees her mom crying, be sad, and is wondering what's going on. Like,
babies feel that shit.
Oh, they do, for sure.
They sense that.
When I cry, Callie cries.
Yes.
Yeah.
My son, like, he'll come up to me and be like, Mommy, you're okay. He tries to hand me his toys.
Oh, that's like, so sweet.
He actually tells me, like, randomly all the time that I'm beautiful, which I feel like I need to hear sometimes. Yeah. And, like, I'm like, wow, like, right. I literally cry. Yeah. Because I'm like, what the fuck? Like, how do you know, like, I need that right now? He asked me if I'm okay. That's something he does a lot. Like, Mommy, you're okay.
They're like little Sour Patch Kids.
Yeah, like...
one minute they're sour, 1 minute they're sweet.
Like, the sweetest little thing.
Little like, angels. Ugh. Yeah, like, Callie will grab my face sometimes and be like, I love you. I'm like, oh my gosh, and then she'll throw herself on the floor.
Yeah. But because that's another thing to kind of focus on, is, like, this little person in your life who adores you. Literally adores you. Thinks, like, you're the most amazing thing in the entire world. Literally thinks you're the fucking president. Like, which is the queen. The queen. The queen's here. Right. But I think that's almost like a reflection of how you should think of yourself. Yeah. You know, like this little baby loves the shit out of you. Everything about you. Right. And all of your flaws, any mistake you make, like, it's just, they love you for you. And I think that's how you should love yourself, too. Exactly. Because then it's like, when you do that, then it's like you can tell anybody to fuck off, because I love me, and only me, and I'm going to do what I got to do for me, you know? Exactly.
That's, yeah, I think that's how it should be. But again, easier said than done, always. And it takes time. Give yourself grace. You're going to grow. You're going to change. And that's what it is. And I hope that that girl on Facebook does that for herself at some point in her life.
And anyone else who's listening, even if you don't have a kid.
Right.
Because I think there's people who watch this who do not, or listen to this who do not have children. Make yourself that priority, because these boys be fucking around, bro. Especially at this age.
Oh, yeah. Don't take nothing serious from them.
No, literally. Like, just always know, like, someone can be great, but there might be greater for you. If you're not fully happy in something and you're not feeling the way that you should feel or want to feel, don't feel crazy for thinking that you deserve more. Because you probably do. Like,
yeah.
And the thing is, there is going to be someone who will do that for you, even if you don't want to hear that shit. Because I've been there. I'm like, bitch, fuck off. Like, you don't know anything. This person loves me. And that's true. They might love you, but not enough to be what you need. And maybe they can't or not even able to be that.
Right.
I think we try to avoid that sometimes, but sometimes someone's just literally not able to be what you need for you.
Right.
That's just something they're not capable of doing. That doesn't make them a bad person. That just means that they're not for you.
Right. And sometimes you want to change somebody and you can't.
Yeah.
That's the reality of it sometimes.
Yeah, like you can try, and if someone's willing to put in that work with you,
oh yeah, then
definitely take that, because a lot of people don't get that. But if they say they're going to and they just don't, like, it's just like, okay, bro, like, what are we really doing here? Because I don't know, especially if you are someone who really does want that connection or needs that in their life. Because, well, granted, we don't all need that shit, but it feels nice.
It always feels nice to have that really good connection with somebody and to feel heard and be seen from this special person in your life that you love. Like, I think that's a big part of a lot of people's lives. But, I think it all starts with you, though. Yeah. It does.
I just don't think anyone should ever settle for anything. If there's more because, like, you know how many people there are in this world? Like, and, you can take a lot of them out of that and still have a lot of people. Yep. And you don't know who you're going to meet next. You don't know who's waiting for you, who doesn't even realize that. Like, you have no idea what is coming after this part of your life. And that's something I tell myself all the time. I'm like, my person is waiting for me, and I'm in no rush to find them because I'm worried about me. Right. So it's like, Callie trying to come in here.
I feel so bad. She's saying, open the door.
Aww. Hi.
We've held her out there as long as
I know, we're literally finishing up right now.
had enough.
Come here. It opened. Come here. Hi. Well, she's like talking into the mic.
Oh no, it's not a ball.
It's not a ball. It's a microphone.
Microphone.
Right.
Microphone.
Okay.
That's enough.
You got that from Romy?
No, she did. She did.
End of the show drinks for you guys.
They were here the whole time?
Wow. Thanks.
I guess we can do an end
of the show clip.
Yeah. No, you can't have this.
Oh no, girl. That's mommy juice.
Right. Look at
ew. Why are you licking it?
The condensation.
Oh no. Clear. The condensation.
Right, we literally said that in the last podcast too. I don't even know what we were saying before it happened.
I think we were just kind of giving advice, honestly.
Yeah. I can't think right now.
I don't have a single thought going through my mind.
No, it's just blank space.
Like, I'm trying to think, and it's like the TV static. It's like...
No, right? I feel like if you find yourself in a situation like what we talked about today...
Or something similar.
Or anything like that. Something similar. I just feel like you need to know that you are worthy at the end of the day. Like, of everything that you want in your life. I just feel like that's, like, the best word I could use. Because I feel like it all comes down to your worth. You know?
And like, how you feel about that worth.
Right, exactly. Because if you don't know your worth, if you don't feel worthy of beauty, if you don't feel worthy of being in a relationship or with a certain guy or person, whatever, like, it affects every other aspect of your life. Like, it's not going to make you feel good at all. But once you're able to know what you're worth and stand on that, then everything changes. You know? Like, that's, like, the best way I can put it.
Yeah, like, what you allow in your life all really depends on how you really feel about yourself.
Exactly.
Because if you felt, like, better about yourself, quote-unquote, then you would never even think twice about how that shit went down or how it made you feel, because you wouldn't even feel that way. Be like, you know what? Okay, do you.
You wouldn't have to question your beauty.
Exactly.
Like, you wouldn't have to question anything, really.
The relationship.
The relationship or anything going on in your life. Yeah, it all comes back to you, girl. Or guy, or whoever's listening. It all comes back to you. And I feel like we've said this so many times on this podcast, like touching base on that. But it's true. Yeah. And it's gonna take a lot of hard work, a lot of discipline, a lot of heartbreak, a lot of mistakes, and that's just the reality of it. But once you achieve that point in your life of nobody can fuck with me and whatever I'm doing with myself, that's like that level up point, you know what I mean? Like, I'm working on it still. Maybe, I mean, I'm happy for you, girl. You over here doing the damn thing. But yeah, you gotta give yourself that grace. You gotta let it be how it is sometimes, and you just, like, you gotta work through it. But yeah, when I say let it be what it is I mean, like, come to an acceptance, because once you're able to accept, that's when you're ready to move forward.
Just remember, it's all happening for you, not to you. At the end of the day, and it might take time to even realize what the for is for.
Yeah, whatever is meant for you will be for you, and whatever is happening is meant to be happening. Yeah. And they're all just supposed to be like eye openers, basically. You might not see it. Your eyes are not going to be open for a long time probably, but once that happens, you're going to be like, "Oh shit. Okay. This is what I was missing out on this whole time."
Because sometimes I feel like we ask for something like, oh, I want to be better at this. I want to be more of this. And we don't even realize what we're asking for. It's like that Pussycat Doll song. When they're like, be careful what you wish for because you just might get it.
Yeah, exactly.
Because you don't actually know what you're asking for. And sometimes that shit is going to come out in ways that you don't like.
Nope.
But it's leading you to that thing that you're asking for.
Yeah. You're going to be confused and be like, what's going on? Like,
Literally.
why? I didn't ask for this.
Exactly.
But you're going to get what you want, but not yet, girl. Yeah. Not yet. You just got to go through what you got to go through first.
Yeah. And that's okay. And like you said, you just got to accept it sometimes.
Yep. Acceptance is the beginning. Acceptance is like the first step, I feel like. Yeah, I really love that we touched base on this specific topic today. And
yeah. I think a lot of women can relate, just in general.
It's very
general
important.
Women.
Yeah, no, for sure, in general. Because a lot of girls are out here in toxic relationships and just don't know what to do or don't know where to start to find themselves. And just know that it really does all start with you and you taking that first step. And yeah, but just know that you're able to achieve that at some point. You are. It's not impossible.
Yeah, even if it does not feel like it right now, like, understand, like, this is the point of your life that you're at right now, and just know that there is something after this, something to look forward to, and you just have to believe in that, and just, it's hard to carry, but just know, like, it's for a reason, it's for the better version of you. Like, we were always talking about, like, oh, better me, like, the better me is coming, like, trust and believe, like, this is leading you towards that, even though it fucking sucks, like, to feel this way, or have someone else make you feel this way, but it's happening for a reason. We're just gonna keep saying that because it is. At the end of the day.
Yeah, just keep pushing. Keep pushing, girl.
Yes. Now, if you really, really feel alone or you need someone to talk to about this shit, I can fucking relate, and I'm sure you can too. So it's like, hit us up. Yes, we're not strangers. We're here telling you our lives and telling you our opinion and just being very open. So we would love the same from you guys, and don't feel shameful for reaching out, because we're all people at the end of the day. Like, and I never want to see another woman, another person feel this way about themselves. When everyone, I think, is amazing. I'm such a supportive person, and so is Rachel. And we just want everyone to feel good about themselves, feel good in their skin, feel good in their mental state. Like, that is so, so, so important, which is, like, a big reason why we do this podcast, is to know that you are not alone.
Exactly.
That is the main thing. That was the main basis of creating this podcast in the first place. was because people were reaching out and were like, you know what, let's make a platform where we can talk to these women and let them know, like, you're not insane for feeling this way, and you're not insane for going through the things that you're going through.
Right.
Hi, Cookie Monster.
That's the $18 Cookie Monster that I bought today. But yeah, you know, this is all about building community. For women, for mothers, for young moms, for everybody. I actually saw this thing on Instagram today, and it said that the best thing for healing is community. You know, it's hard to do that by yourself. But so find community. We're here. I see it, baby. Wait.
What in the fuck?
That's what she wouldn't let me leave.
That's terrifying.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. We love you guys always.
Forever.
Yes. Thank you for listening to us,
Supporting us,
and allowing us to create more for you guys, because you know it feels good to know that you guys love this. You know.
We love this too.
Right. I mean, we do this for for us and everybody, but it's here. Oh my god! She's
choke you in the
claw
eye.
my eyes out. No. Okay, wrap it up.
All right. Yeah. Well, we'll talk to you guys soon. Thank you guys so much.
Yes.
Be sure to follow us on Instagram if you do not, and talk to us. Let us know how you're feeling, because maybe we'll talk about it.
If you don't know our platforms, it's at A Young Love Podcast on Instagram and TikTok and YouTube.
But yeah, I hope you enjoyed listening to today's podcast.
You'll hear us next time.
Yep. We'll be here.
See you
All right.
guys.
Bye.
Bye.